How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. So Skullcandy doesn't exactly make top-tier audio products in the same way that someone like Sennheiser might, but that doesn't stop all of you guys from asking about them in the comments. And for good reason. The company does a pretty good job at making consumer-focused products that become pretty popular. Just look at their Crusher wireless headphones that we recently reviewed over on the site. They're not extremely well built and they don't have audiophile quality, but they're a solid pair of cans that get the job done. Sticking with that theme, we're looking at their newest product today, the Skullcandy Push True Wireless Earbuds. There they are. Now this category is already full of crappy, cheap Amazon products with only a handful of true contenders to the AirPods. So which category do the Skullcandy Push True Wireless Earbuds fall into? Are they good or are they bad? Let's find out. So if you were hoping for a beautiful premium feeling pair of earbuds, these are gonna disappoint. The charging case doesn't try to be anything other than just that, a case. What I mean by that is that there are no magnets to keep the case shut and make you feel all futuristic and cool. Instead, they simply shut and require you to push in the small button to pop the lid open. On the inside of the case, there's a perfect cutout for each earbud, which holds them nicely, and it even magnetically snaps the earbuds into place, which is super satisfying as well as convenient. Unfortunately, the case is also pretty big and bulky by true wireless earbud standards. In short, this isn't a well-made case, but it is definitely well designed. It's more practical than it is sleek, but at this price point, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Plus, it functions perfectly for what it's supposed to do. It never opened accidentally, and there's no fumbling around to get the earbuds to fit in the case properly. Now, the earbuds themselves are just as weird, and my first impression of them was, why? But after wearing them for a day or two, that became clear. These fit amazingly well in my ears. Now, the method of inserting them into your ears requires a bit of practice, and it requires a small twist that helps the tiny wingtips lock these into place. And while they might not be great at isolating outside noise, they do a good enough job that I was able to work in peace at my local cafe with only occasional noises coming through, like a loud laugh or the crash of plates. Each earbud also has a single large button on the side for playback controls and for turning each one on or off individually if you need to do that for whatever reason. But most important of all, they stay in no matter what I do thanks to Skullcandy's Fit Fin wingtips. Whether I was just doing the laundry, walking to the local burrito spot to grab some lunch, or going for a run to walk off said burrito, these make a solid everyday companion. Worth mentioning is that Skullcandy says that these are water resistant, but they don't have an official IPX rating, which is kind of a bummer. So the Skullcandy Push are rocking Bluetooth 4.2, and in my few days of testing, I didn't have a single skip when connected to my Pixel 3, which is really impressive. Only when I was testing range did it stutter and skip, but that's kind of the point of the test. Even when watching videos, there weren't any noticeable lag or lip sync issues. Somehow, Skullcandy seems to have nailed one of the hardest things to get right, the connection. Now, unfortunately, they don't have any of the convenient auto-connect features or the seamless switching between devices like you'll find on some WH or H1 products, but they are surprisingly on par with just general connectivity. They also don't auto-pause when you take them out of your ear, but as I'm not a big fan of that feature to begin with, I don't mind it. Playback controls all worked perfectly as well. A single push of either button pauses or plays music, while double taps on the right and left earbuds raise and lower the volume respectively. Then you can hold each one down for 2 seconds in order to skip between tracks and triple tap on either earbud to access the personal assistant of your device. Skullcandy claims a battery life of 6 hours of constant playback, which is great for true wireless earbuds and towards the upper end of products that we've tested. We were able to get 6 hours and 21 minutes of constant playback at a constant output of 75 decibels. So that's pretty much spot on with what Skullcandy is claiming. Once you run them dry, you can just pop them back in the case, which will give it one full charge before needing to be charged itself. Not great considering how big the case is, but better than nothing, I guess. On the bright side, these do charge via USB-C, so if you, like me, have been trying to use only one cable to charge all of your things, then this is a great addition to your gear. As far as sound quality is concerned, the Skullcandy Push aren't bad at all. Of course, they do have the characteristic low-end bump that you'll find in the frequency response of pretty much any consumer headphones, but it's not too overdone here, and to be honest, if I didn't have our frequency response testing rig, I wouldn't have really known. The bass response is exactly what I look for in a pair of true wireless earbuds. It isn't too overbearing where it takes over, but it's just noticeable. Of course, it isn't as precise as some higher-end pairs of cans, and depending on the song, there is still some masking of the mids that goes on, but overall, it's better than I was expecting. A good example of this is in the song Far Near Mirror by Jamie XX, where the bass hits are there, but some of the synths in the background can get a bit muffled at times. On the flip side, I don't have a single complaint about the highs. The finger-picking squeaks and scratches throughout the song Dirty Paws by Of Monsters and Men have just the right amount of detail without ever making the hairs on the back of your neck stand up.
So as far as microphone quality is concerned, we can test that right now. This is how it sounds through the Skullcandy Push. As you can see from the chart that should be on the screen right now, there is a slight drop-off starting at around 200 Hz. So if your voice is lower in frequency than mine is, it won't come across as loud.
In the end, I was really impressed with what the Skullcandy Push offered. You can overlook the large, bulky design of the buds, or the large, bulky charging case, or the fact that said case only charges the earbuds once, or the cheap plastic build of both the earbuds and the case, or the clicky buttons that you hear right next to your eardrum. Then these get a lot of things right. They have a great connection strength to my device, have pretty good sound considering what they are, and have one of the longest battery lives we've tested in a pair of true wireless earbuds. Most importantly for me though is that they fit amazingly well. So while they might not be the sleekest or most prettiest of the true wireless buds out there, they're solid as hell, which is becoming a bit of a pattern for Skullcandy. And that does it for this review of the Skullcandy Push Wireless. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about these headphones or any of the other products we review, make sure to check out SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And also, we have a podcast, so check that out. Follow us on the socials. We're at RealSoundGuys on Twitter and on Instagram, so definitely hit us up there. I'm Adam Molina. Happy listening.